Hey everybody, it's a new coach call. It is February 19th already. Crazy. I'm Teresa. I'm going to be leading the call tonight. If you have questions at all, make sure to throw them in the chat as we go. It doesn't have to be with what I'm talking about. It can be any question that you have at all, and we'll make sure to visit those prior to jumping off tonight. And Julianne, if my internet starts getting super spotty, just shoot me a message because I live in the sticks and I just got to go with it. So anyways, tonight I wanted to talk about a couple things. If you were on the National Wake Up Call listening today, comment in the chat box and say what your favorite thing was from the call. If you weren't on, also say that and we'll definitely let you know where to find those. So tonight I kind of want to touch on a little bit of what she talked about because I thought she did such a good job this morning and it was totally relatable to any coach, whether you're new or not. So she talked about the importance of social media, Success Club, but not leading with numbers and leading with people. So I kind of wanted to dive into that tonight. I know some of you were on last week, so we're kind of trying to build these calls on top of one another. However, we still want to keep it tangible if somebody hops on brand new for the first time tonight. So if you're new for the first time tonight, let us know in the chat so we can say hi. So let's start with social media. I think that this is one of the biggest things that can either hold coaches back or propel them forward right out of the gates. When I do my social media, I always think about who is this post going to help? Who is this going to reach and what person needs to read this right now? A lot of the times it will be something that I'm personally struggling with or something that's going well for me or something I took away from a personal development book that I'm reading. And I always share about that because if you're sharing about things like that, you're going to connect with people that are also like you. So oftentimes new coaches tend to post a lot about their workouts and just their workouts. And it's really hard to kind of find your groove as a coach and talk about your life as well because it feels kind of weird opening up on social media at first when you're not used to posting as much as a coach may post. So for me, what I try to do is one fitness post and one lifestyle post. And if you maybe are very new to social media and you never used to post at all, do one fitness post one day and do a lifestyle post the next day. I always kind of like to remind my coaches, if I all of a sudden out of the blue one day started talking about like NASCAR, like a mad woman on my social media, my friends would be like, what is going on right now? Like, who are you? Like, what? Have you ever even like went to a race before? So the same thing kind of goes with Beachbody coaching. Like all of a sudden, if we're just pounding the pavement with Shakeology, workout, all this stuff, people are going to be like, okay, I'm going to hide her. She's kind of like losing it right now. So what I like to tell my coaches is just share your journey as you go, but also don't forget who you were before you started coaching. Who are you outside of the workouts, outside of Shakeology, outside of a challenge group, and share that too so that you can attract people that are also like you. Does that make sense? So anyways, what I like, 3 things that I think will be easy for you to apply starting tomorrow or even tonight is keep your social media fun. When you're talking to somebody, inviting them to join you, and the first thing they're going to do, you guys, is go look at your social media. They're going to go stalk you and see if you're the real deal, if you're someone that they would want to follow, or if you're just sending a cold, scripted message to try to get a sale. So I like to keep it fun. Be consistent and show up every day so that when you do go to send out an invite to a group, they can go and see, oh, she does like workout and she does do home workouts and she, shared results and they look amazing. They don't have to be yours. You're a brand new coach. Maybe you don't have them yet, but you can certainly share them from your team or whatever. So make sure that when people go back to your social media, that you have something to show and that you are the real deal so they trust you. The next thing I want to kind of touch on tonight, and I'm kind of going, well, yeah, all right, is Success Club. So as a new coach, you hear all these terms kind of thrown around like Success Club, Leadership Ladder, Challenge Groups, HD, all these terms, right? And it can be kind of overwhelming. So basically, the Success Club model is a really, really easy way to measure your movement as a coach. So Success Club should be a non-negotiable every single month. So that means you're helping 2 to 3 new people get started with a challenge pack. So they're getting connected with God, they're getting connected with Shakeology, and they're getting connected to the community we provide as a coach. So the reason people kind of get hung up on Success Club and they don't hit it is because if they miss it, they feel bad. And then they start focusing on the Success Club number and they forget what it's all about, and it's the people. So I kind of want to reiterate the fact that Success Club should be a non-negotiable, but don't ever forget that it's about the people that you're helping first. I think that takes a lot of the pressure off of hitting Success Club when you're just focused on helping people. So don't stress about the number and try to hit Success Club 5 by the 10th of the month every month. And I think if you do that, it takes a lot of the stress off of hitting Success Club because you're not like scrambling at the end of the month. We've all been there, Julianne, Sarah, like we can all vouch for that. Like there's definitely been months in the business where we're, it's the 30th of the month and we're like, shoot, like we need to get Success Club. And then it starts to kind of feel icky because then you're just throwing out messages, hoping somebody like bites the bone. So if you make it a goal to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th of, or Success Club 5 by the 10th of the month, every month, you're going to be gold. Gold. The reason why you want 2 to 3 new people joining you every single month, and hopefully you give them a great experience in a challenge group, and then they join your team, and then you help them do the same. So you're not shooting for these crazy, insane numbers. You're not trying to recruit 100 coaches. Just keep it really small and simple, but make sure you attain that every single month. The one thing that she kind of stressed about this morning that I really liked was she said, when I first became a coach, I did a lot of copying and pasting messages and scripts and like what I thought I should say to people and what I thought I should say to get them to buy something from me. And I kind of chuckled to myself because when I first signed up to be a coach, you guys, that's exactly what I did. I copied and pasted a script I had found in the file section of Team Rockstar Fit from like 3 years ago. And I copied it and pasted it to like 50 people. Not like, hey, how are you? I've been talking to you forever. It was like, hey. And then I was like, I'm a Beachbody coach now. I have a challenge group starting at blah, blah, blah. Do you want to join me? Shakeology is really good. It's embarrassing to think about. About 6 to 8 months into the business, I went back and literally reached out to all those people and said, okay, back it up. I know the last message that I copied and pasted to you was probably super awkward. And I'm apologizing because that is so embarrassing now that I know what I'm doing in this business. And I wouldn't have responded to me either. How are you? How's it going? How are the kids? And I'm like, oh my God, that's the last thing I want people thinking that I do is just copy and paste cold messages. So when we think about the people in the relationships first, conversations are easier to have. So who starting conversations for you is super awkward and one of the most intimidating things? Or is it maybe the invite that's intimidating? I think the majority of the coaches on my team can start a conversation, but it kind of goes ghost. They'll start it, but they don't know how to get it to the invite. And then it kind of just lingers. So Courtney says the invite. So Burgundy, you did that too with copying and pasting? Yeah, I know. It's so embarrassing, isn't it? But we don't know how to do it. So that's why you guys are on these calls. So teach you going forward how to do it. So it's the invite, people going ghost. So Julianne actually read a really good book, Sell or Be Sold. And she said that it is amazing. And it just talks a lot about if you don't make the sale, then it's on you and something that you did. And she said she learned a ton from that. She can probably touch on that before we get off tonight. But I think we're not signing up to this business to become salespeople, right? But sales are not bad. Sales make the world go round. we buy things every day and we don't feel guilty buying them. The people we're buying coffee from at the coffee shop don't feel guilty selling us coffee. So we can't feel guilty selling people something that can change their life, their family's life, their kids' life, everything. So when I go in to talk to people, the first thing that I do is just say, hey, how are you? Your pictures from the apple orchard this weekend are so cute. How old are your kids now? And then I always end with a question so that they have something to respond to. Never go into a conversation thinking about the invite, but I do start probably 20 to 30 new conversations a day. And if 2 of them turn into an appropriate time to invite, then I will. But otherwise, I'm just planting seeds and I'm connecting and rekindling friendships that maybe, I haven't talked to a friend from college for years, things like that. One tool that's really good in your Coach Online Office is the memory tracker tool. So if you go to your Coach Online Office and go to, I believe it's, I don't know what it is on the new one, but not marketing. Maybe it's training and tools. I'm not sure what it's exactly called now that they changed it. But it's a memory jogger, and it just says, look at your phone and write down all the people in your contact list that you would love to have join you in a challenge group. Think about the people you went to elementary school with that you're friends with on Facebook. Think about the people you went to college with, who you worked at your first job with, your job in college, your job now. Think about all these people that you may be overlooking because you're nervous or you just haven't thought of them yet. And write those names down and make sure you reach out to them and just say, hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you in forever. And don't go into it thinking that the only reason you're talking to them is so you can get a Success Club point or a commission. And that will take away that anxiety and that nervousness that you have about starting conversations. And then when they see you being consistent, being positive on social media, you're going to be the first person they think about when they try their jeans on and they're a little bit snug. So that's where it all comes kind of full circle, you guys. So being fun on social media, posting as you, not Beachbody billboard, and being somebody that people trust and they get to know because you're sharing lifestyle and fitness. And then when you talk to them, they'll see that, or your conversation will lead to, hey, what have you been doing lately? I've been noticing your posts on social media. Like, tell me about what you do. The more fun you are, the more people have FOMO and they're like, what is she doing? Like, whatever she's doing, I want to be a part of. Like every Zoom when I first started, you guys, I took a picture every single Zoom I was on, and I got on every Zoom I possibly could. And I took a picture and I screenshot it and I shared it on social media. And I was like, hanging out with 20 of my closest friends tonight, talking about how we're going to change the world, or like talking about whatever it is you talk about. And people were like, what is that meeting that you're on every Monday night? Like, can you tell me more about that? What was that book you were reading? Do you read that with that coaching thing you're doing? So you have to kind of leave clues about all the fun that we're having, and people want to be a part of that, because I can tell you in my adult life, there was this weird time, like transition from college to being an adult, because I certainly was not, and I would not consider myself an adult in college. But you kind of grow apart from your friends from college to real life. And then when maybe when you have kids, there's kind of a transitional period there too. And it's like, you're just kind of hanging out with your spouse or your significant other, or like maybe your parents, I don't know. But it's so nice to have a community of women to talk to and chat with and that care about fitness and bettering their lives, versus my old friends are all still hanging out at the bars. So we have to talk about this stuff. Like, you guys, there's more to life than X, Y, and Z. There's more to life than what you might have been doing a year ago. And share that stuff, because people want to be a part of this. So, all right, that was about 17 minutes, but I want to just end on, this morning she said something that really, really hit home for me. And I was like, gosh, that is such a great way to start your day. And she said she wakes up every single day and asks herself, whose life am I going to change today? So there was a time in her business where she would just throw up random posts, maybe it was about her workout or whatever, but they didn't have really any meaning. So now every single day when she wakes up, she says, whose life am I going to change today? And she speaks directly to that one person on social media throughout all of the platforms that she uses. So she said she personally uses her Facebook personal page. Some people use a like page, some people use Instagram and Facebook. Whatever that is for you, whichever avenue you choose to go, I know Julianne will agree, but I think Instagram's where it's at right now with stories, and it's an easy way to get to know people more. And I don't know, it's just easier. But I thought that was so cool because it's like you could literally think of your sister and think about how she could use this community and what she struggles with and how this could solve that for her. You could just post directly to that person. I talked about the other day on Instagram stories how we had 6 nurses in my current challenge group, and 2 of them were breastfeeding moms with toddlers at home who are working 12 to 13-hour days. And I said, you guys, it's so cool to see in this group, we're not thinking about excuses on how they can miss their workouts, how they're so tired, how they didn't get to eat, how they were on their feet all day, how they never got a break. They're thinking of solutions. And I'm so happy to be surrounded by people who think of solutions instead of excuses. I had 2 people reach out to me just because I shared that on a 15-second Instagram story. I'm like, how easy is that? But so just share every little bit about what you do and don't try to be a Beachbody billboard. It'll get you a lot further. I need to set my Insta game. Start with an 2 Instagram stories a day, and then you'll get more comfortable. I think at first, I would delete so many stories before I'd actually post them because I'm like, oh, it sounded stupid. It didn't look good. My background, the lighting isn't good. Now I'm just brushing my teeth and I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids, but that's real, and people, it's refreshing, especially on a platform like Instagram, because I think sometimes it can be such a highlight reel that your story is okay, she's legit, her kids own, my toddler obsesses about cookies, and my Instagram following knows that. We have 3 deer that come in our backyard every day. My Instagram following knows that. I work out either at home or the gym. They know that every day it's consistent, and I kind of share about the same things every day, but in a different way if I can, if that makes sense. You cannot schedule a story. So Burgundy, what I would do is do it in the morning on your way to school. Do it on your 15 or if you have a break. And then do it on the way home. That's 3. And it's only 15 seconds, so you can definitely do that. Okay. Let me just look through these and see if I missed anything. Welcome, Kristen. Trying to grow my business from just being a discount coach. That's so awesome. If you didn't catch the wake-up call this morning, make sure to watch that. It was so good. I think that's one of the best pages to be in Beachbody Champions, because you get to hear from coaches of all different levels, and it just kind of opens your eyes to there's not one way to do this business. The most unique thing about each of us is that we're ourselves, right? So we have to stop trying to be like this coach or this coach, or there's no manuscript for coaching, and that's what makes it so cool, but yet can also make it paralyzing because you see a coach that's successful and you want to do what they're doing, that you kind of lose touch of who you are. Just be yourself, and it will be so much more rewarding for you and so refreshing. Just speak from the heart, be who you are, do your thing, don't worry about what everybody else is doing, and it will feel good. I think that's when something changed for me in my business, when I was I'm just going to own who I am, a hot mess mom that I am, and go with it. And it just feels so much better. All right, let's see. Okay. Record my videos in the morning when I work out before school. Yeah. That's what I did my whole first year in my business, you guys. I only worked my business before work, at lunch, and then about an hour at night. And within a year, I got to quit my job, my full-time job. I worked smart though. I worked smart and hard during those pockets, and I was where I needed to be. I wasn't scrolling social media. I was like in it to win it, and it took a year. Like that's how life changing this can be if you are doing the right things and not wasting time on social media. Be on social media to do your job. That's what I say. Everyone's froze on my end because my internet is horrible. So
you're good. You're good on this. And you guys, I left my job a year and a half into the business. And when I was on Zooms like this. I hopped on all the Zooms. I couldn't get enough of them. I made it work, even though I was overworked, burnt out, underpaid. I saw the vision of this business. And so to go along with Success Club, first of all, freaking gold, Teresa. If you guys don't know Teresa, she's a very successful coach. She's a 2-time elite. Elite is the top goal to hit like in a year in a business. And so not only has she hit it once, she's hit it twice. It's very difficult to do. She's grown an insane, thriving business that's just now freaking soaring. And it didn't start like that. She started as a coach, you know what I'm saying? But she had vision and she jumped on these Zooms. So going along with that, the blood to your business is Success Club. The blood to it. And I know it can sound scary and all that stuff, but for me, when I looked at my vision, that is all I could focus on. I was like, that means so much to me because people told me that I could do that and this could be the way to do that. And so it hands down is from someone who's walked to the same shoes and has a very successful business as well, where it literally starts with Success Club, which is helping someone with a challenge pack. And by the way, you probably got a challenge pack. I have BOD. I drink Shakeology daily. I even have the Performance Line daily. So it's not something that you just got yourself, but also me too. And so when I can help someone with that, it's huge. And to like, I'm gonna type these notes up, Teresa, and put it in a graphic because it's so good. And I was just thinking about Success Club. You have to know what you're inviting to. Always. You have to know what you're inviting to. And Teresa and I were talking about this today before we got on this call, is maybe you've never ran a challenge group before. I had never even been a part of a challenge group before. And so when I became a coach, I didn't know what a challenge group looked like. I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to fail forward. I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to like see how it goes. My first challenge group, not only did I lose 7 pounds, I also helped other people do the same thing. That was so cool. And what I did was I just put myself out there. So you need to know what you're inviting to. So for me, I know it's March 5th is my next group. And then right after that, April, the first Monday in April is my next group. And I'm already starting to think about themes of exactly what I'm going to invite to for that. Then 2, touch on your pain points. Your social media, use your pain points, the things you struggle with, your insecurities, the jealousness that you have. Teresa Schrader has such a good Instagram stories. When you did the peel, when you were doing the peel and you were like, so she did a face peel and she like zoomed in on her face and she's like, man, for someone like me, I just want to pick this and I can't. It was skin falling off. But Teresa, you're so funny because you're like, you watched that? Of course I did. But I was like, dude, me too. Every time like I have a zit, I'm like, I'm going to pick it. Like that's just how I am. So that would have killed me, like having that there.
You have no clue how many people, you guys, so like you obviously, I post a lot about the fitness and the coaching opportunity and that stuff, but I also post a lot about my life because that's how people connect with you. Most people aren't like scrolling social media and like they see a workout and they're like, changing my life, I'm gonna reach out to this girl, like gonna jump in with 2 feet. No, they're like, oh my God, like she struggles with acne and like her face peels. Like I'm like, and then they're probably like in the black hole of my Instagram account because that's something that they could relate to me on. And maybe they don't relate to me yet on their fitness and health journey, but when they're ready.
Yeah. And they connect with you. So that was going to be my other point is that when you can use those pain points, I am naturally a jealous person. I am socially awkward. Like, I'm on video right now, so it's cool, but like in person, super socially awkward. I just am goofy. I like dancing. So if you see my Instagram stories, and there's music on, like Eric serenaded me the other day. It was super funny, to Mariah Carey. And that's just like naturally how we are. So a lot of times you want to delete it because of a blemish. You'll want to delete because your face is more red, your hair's crazy, like whatever. I think that's what makes it more relatable, to be honest. So the way that you're going to connect with people is you being yourself. Like, literally, I was filming a video and Eric's like, you smell nice, like in our workout. And I was like, you smell nice. Like, and I just like broke down laughing. So I was like, that's the weirdest compliment ever, probably because I actually showered, which is super embarrassing. And my tribe knows that. And so like when they heard him say that, people were just constantly messaging me laughing, because they understood me. So I keep stuff like that. But I always am inviting to something, but it's not what you would think. It's not like the script of like, dear women, I have a 14-day boot camp coming up on this. That's not how I share an invite. How I share an invite was, man, I remember I used to use time as an excuse. See, the problem was I was guessing. I was trying to guess at the gym and I had no idea what I was doing. The programs that I've done that have helped me lose 35 pounds took the guessing out of it for me. Like, I didn't have to guess. It helped me with time. I learned how to effectively make this work in my hectic schedule. I used to wake up multiple times in the night. I used to check the scale 3 times a day. This is my story. I have it in my head and it's real. And because of this, I sleep through the night. I have more energy. My body feels amazing. I'm toned. I feel awesome. I look awesome, like all this stuff. People are like, dude, I'm not sleeping. I don't know what to do at the gym. Like I'm hitting these pain points of my story, and maybe you're just starting, but don't you feel like if you hated fitness before, you're starting to actually like it now? Or maybe you never got results before, but you're starting to realize that you're going to now. Your mindset's in a totally different place now. Like, that's the stuff you need to talk about, where before you felt like you were on a lonely island trying to get fit and you were just trying to do everything, calorie count. You were trying to go to the gym 2 hours a day. Like, you were trying to do all this stuff, right? But this group not only is transforming your body, it's also transforming your mindset. I truly believe this is the total solution to fitness, confidence, self-love, everything. Like, community, I think it's the total solution. Yeah, seriously. Like, talk about that. And I talk about that too. So it's so funny when people are like, I couldn't do at-home workouts. I was like, dude, no, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, you got to hear my story. Like, my story is I hated working out, and now it's transformed my whole freaking life. And I speak with conviction. But you guys, the thing is, Teresa and I have gotten to this point in our business. We work really hard in it, but you need to understand something. 3 years ago, when we started our businesses, so what got us to this point? It wasn't like magically successful. It was like we started sharing those pain points. We started connecting people with real life. I talk about that I have a rescue. We both have boxers, actually. Teresa has a boxer dog and I have a boxer. And boxers are super weird. Like, they're the weirdest animal ever. They're like humans. We both say that. And so like we talk about that. People feel us, like they get us and they connect with us. So as soon as we share a story about our invite, so at the bottom, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to be running a group that you need to join. I tell people what to think. If I believe someone should do this, I'm going to message them and be like, dude, Carrie, I have this group coming up. It's for busy women who are like burnt out, who have low energy. This is going to change the game. I need you to do this with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. Exactly. So we just wanted to come at you guys today and stick to the time that we have here. And just help you understand that if your vision is big, if you believe that this could be the golden ticket for you, Success Club is helping people. The only way to help people truthfully in this business and transform their life with the total solution is with Shakeology and these workouts. I'm convicted of that. I am totally sold on what my life is because of this. So it's easy for me to talk about it. If you're not using Shakeology daily and you're not doing these programs, you're not going to be able to help other people. But if you are completely convicted that it's transforming your life, it's easier to talk about. And so what we want you to understand is that it's great. Like, you're going to help people and it's going to be amazing. And that's like, I think the money is the bonus in this business, because helping people literally is the greatest gift you can do. And the only way to really do that is with Success Club, to be honest. But the cool thing, it's like, it's the opposite end of it. Success Club is what's going to build you a life to financial freedom over time. Teresa, you want to end on anything?
Yeah, no, I 100%, like, if there's one thing that I can say I would not change about the beginning of my journey, it is that Success Club has been the number one goal of mine every single month since I started. Then when I hit Success Club, that is when my job starts, you guys. Then I give them a great experience in a challenge group. I don't flake out. I don't drop the ball. And if you have a busy life, then connect with somebody on the team that you can co-coach with and run an awesome challenge group without dropping the ball. Then if you guys give these people awesome experiences and help get them good results, that's when they want to join your team. That's when your team starts to grow. That's when you get to become a leader and share with them, like we're sharing with you, what you did in the beginning and how they can do it too. And then you get to see the effect it has on them and their families and their future. And it keeps going. But you cannot get to that point unless you're bringing in new blood. I just call it new blood because that's true, new people. And the part where I see most coaches fail is they get a sale, they get commission, and then poof, nothing. Your job starts once that sale is completed.
Hands down, mic drop. Yes.
Yeah. Don't be the coach that like goes ghost on people, because that's what gives network marketing a bad name. We are not like that on this team. And if you need help and you can't carry your weight, like, there's definitely people that can help you out a month, or you can combine with groups or whatever. There's definitely ways to make it happen. Scheduling posts. I pre-schedule all my posts, so it's literally the only thing I have to do is show up with my workouts and check in with my challengers, and I'm there running with them the entire way. I think that's a big part of it too. You can't just plug people into a group and then you're not like in the trenches with them. They have to see you, and you're the one who inspired them to start. So you need to inspire them to keep going through that group. So that's definitely the number one thing I would say, hands down, I would not change about the beginning of my journey. And there's probably not much. I mean, there's a lot of things I would change about the way I started. That's definitely something I would not. That was always a goal. That was always at the forefront of my mind. And I always made it a goal of mine to get them good results. If they fell off, I reach out to them. I say, hey, what's going on? Like, is it not a good month? You were doing so good. And I make sure they know that I care about them past the sale, because I do. So just think about one sale could lead to 10 sales from that person. So never look at it as a sale, look at it as a relationship.
Yes.
And then the relationship blooms.
Yep. Let's end on that. That's awesome.